Stonycreek Canyon, Johnstown, Pennsylvania, Western PA. It's one of Western PA's rivers that are on a release. And let's talk about this first rapid though that's coming up first, and then we'll get into what we're doing. This is Showers. It's class 3+. To run Showers, you either start at the ball field or you walk up and run it. And it's basically this channel down, a nice V, hit it right on the left side, and you're good to go. And then you poke down the river from river left down to river right. Some pretty cool features throughout this. This is one of the more longer rapids where some waves will come at you depending upon the day. Real nice river right booth here. I like to take. Get you warmed up. Get that blood flowing. You can also catch the eddy to the left of the V, that initial V. It's a fun little eddy to catch. Some paddlers eddy hop down to the far river right side of the rapid though. Two smaller holes downstream, and it's definitely a rock garden. But that was Showers. So welcome to Stonycreek, and this is the start of the Stonycreek Canyon. So I want to go through in a new series here. We're gonna explain the rivers. We're gonna break down the rapids. This is the Fastwell Bridge put in though, and there's a marking and a real nice eddy that you can catch on river right there. And it takes you down to the Shade Creek Surf Waves, which is class 2+, sometimes a 3, depending upon the day. This is right where Shade Creek joins up with the Stony. There's a couple real nice surf waves here to get warmed up on. You can easily access this from an eddy on river right or from the middle of the river. That's a good place to warm up. Get your surfing skills on. Do all that. You'll notice shade coming in here. It's still a little orange, still needs treated, but that's what we're dealing with in Pennsylvania is the acid mine drain and trying to get through, clean up these rivers, especially for our future generations to enjoy. And it's on a release, so every other weekend starting in April we get to enjoy releases as long as the Cumahoning Dam, the Cumahoning Reservoir, has enough water in it. And they release every other weekend. It attracts people from all over the Mid-Atlantic region, New Jersey, West Virginia, Rhode Island. We see all kinds of New England and Mid-Atlantic, but right here in the Alleghenies, it's a beautiful river that we get to take advantage of every time that the release happens or a natural rain happens. So we call this one split stream. The river splits in between river left and river right, and this is a class 3. It's also known as Road Rapid, I guess, at the end of the pool. Where Shade Creek enters, the river splits around an island. This is sometimes called split stream due to our road rapid, due to the access that the roadway is on river left. So there's a roadway there on river left. River right channel around the island is the usual line. A couple small booths, some eddy turns, a little short technical boulder garden, but nothing too crazy. It all gets covered up in higher water. The river left channel around the island can be ran as well. Nothing too crazy, nothing too technical there. Can be ran at bony water though. Or can be bony at lower water. I'm also going to read descriptions off of American Whitewater. For the most part, that's where we go to everybody that's a boater, that goes to get their information on whitewater spots around. So I want to keep this up to date. As of 2024, this is what these are called. 2024, 2025, this is what these rapids are called and what they're rated on American Whitewater. So this is kind of the start of Surf Lab. There's a few river wide holes that come down. There's a nice little hole. Teaspoon, Johnson's hole, is no longer around. The wave's gone since the rock created it has moved. But you have these little names of these river wide holes and these other small holes, and there's a little beach area here. But this is all Surf Lab, so there's real nice holes throughout the Stony that you can surf on. Pretty much at the beginning of the canyon, when you put in at Fastwell and you get down to Railroad or the dam, there's a lot of real nice surfing holes. I'm still quite new to the surfing. Well, I'm not new, but I got to get into it a little more. But then here we go. There's the beach right there on river left. And then in a real nice couple sections here where Surf Lab, I guess, truly begins here from this one hole here. Stay river left when you enter it. It's got a pretty wicked curler. Then you go through the rest of these, or surf them, whatever you'd like to do. Nothing too crazy. Some real nice pull-offs, some eddies that you can catch your breath after you're surfing and go down to the rest of the river. So this is still Surf Lab. It's going to be Surf Lab all the way down to Lower Railroad Bridge. So you'll notice some nice holes. You'll notice there's a rock mid-river down here towards the end of this rapid, with a river wide hole right before it. You want to punch it, you want to surf it, and you want to do whatever you want with it. Just be aware of it. See, the lower railroad bridge will come into view, and that hole, that river wide hole here, is coming up. It's easy avoidable just on the river right there. And there's that rock that I was telling you about. I like to catch the eddy behind it. And as you can see here, my buddy wasn't as fortunate, so he took a little swim. We got him back in time. And this brings on like a 2-section rapid we call Lower Railroad. First part's a real nice wave train here on river right at higher water. Some ledges on the left, so you want to be aware of this, especially at a higher flow. Produces some pretty big holes, some pretty big waves, but the typical line is to run that first part of this rapid. There's a nice little eddy pool here. Get lined up for a river right-ish to center run down a wave train. Don't go too far right. They call that Atticus Rock. That right there. And then some real nice surfing waves and a real nice wave train that produces. Some more easy class 2. Some more nice surf waves. And then this brings up the Wall Rapid. And it can easily be identified where the river splits into 2 channels around this island. The river left forms like a wall, and the left channel is the main line. So you drop in on top of river left and just follow the water down, avoiding some of those boulders. The right section can be ran, usually. Higher water, though. Nothing too challenging. And then towards the end of this, once you zigzag back over here to a center river kind of channel, there's a nice rock that forms on lower levels that you can pull a real nice flare move off of here at the very bottom of this. Used to be more prominent in years past. Must have shifted down a little bit, but So this next little section, we call it the Three Sisters, named after, I guess, ledges or holes that are in these rapids. The first sister, I never really seen who she was, I guess. The first sister's more like a class 2 plus, maybe 3 on some days, read and run. You'll see here it sets up waves that come at you. Does provide some real nice surfing opportunities on higher water. But you'll see this first little section here is Sister 1. And as I said, I don't know what river wide hole or feature they consider to be the first sister. So maybe we can try to find it here, but I like to just kind of power through this section. It's definitely pretty fun at a higher water. A little lower water, you gotta watch out for some of the rocks, but nothing too crazy. Everything's pretty avoidable and managed. Maybe that there is considered the first sister. But this is coming out of that section into the second one, which you can clearly see this one. And usually the move here is to catch this eddy behind this rock on river right, which I do. Typically what was taught to us. And then you kind of just poke down here at like an 11 o'clock angle. But my buddy goes into the hole again, gets munched. So we gotta get him. That rock there too, you need to be aware of. Sometimes you can pull a move off of it, but he goes for another swim. And he gives us the thumbs up. So he's good. It's actually his first time down the Stony. Had a real good time. Like to take people out. So that was the second sister. Third sister. This picks off right after that pool right there. And you can see it's immediate almost. It's another river wide hole. And on river right, there's actually a tongue line that you can take. And a little rock after it that you got to be aware of, but nothing too crazy. And that's the Three Sisters. So you clearly see two of them. The first one, maybe the whole rapid's considered the sister, but this brings you into Landslide. It used to be called Rooster Tail, and you can see the left bank of the river has there's like a mine drainage there as well that created this rapid. Now river right can be ran too. River right line's a very easy line. It could be a little bony, but nothing crazier than a class 2, maybe 2 plus. This left side, there's definitely some technicality to it. It used to be called Rooster Tail because of the curler that this hole would put off, but it's no longer there. So a lot of people are calling this Landslide now. Depends on what generation you are. There are some pretty wicked curlers that you can see here on the left that you don't want to catch yourself into, but otherwise produces a nice little wave train, takes you to the bottom, which is where the cave's at. This rock that you gotta be careful there too. Some of it's fallen in the years as well, but So we come up on one of the best waves on the river, and this is Scout. It's on River Right. They call it the playboater's dream hole at low to medium levels, but it's right middle line. Just scout the river before you run this, because people like to play in this hole all the time, hence the name. But real nice green tongue into that wave, and then a nice wave train all the way down where you get prepared for hydro. But as you can see here, this is a real popular location. The surfing's good. And then hydro's a rock situation here where you can catch these eddies on the left, which is what we typically do to set up for it. The rock does have a sieve on it, sieve, whatever, however you want to pronounce it, on river left. But the channel is just to line up for it and take a 2 o'clock angle down it. Not getting too far to the right, and then it's real nice waves. You can surf these waves as well. I consider this like the last. I might be in the rarity, but this is like the last of the play section of the Stony. There are some more surf waves down further, but that seems to be the end of where everybody likes to play. And then this section sets up Beast, so you can run it either river left channel, river right from this rock. River right offers a real nice boof, certain levels. River left is the typical channel where it drops down in here, and you just keep paddling the whole time through this rapid because it's bony. You don't want to get caught upside down. There's a pipeline crossing here as well, so you got to be aware that the you can see it on the left, that clear out there. There's a pipeline there. But this section's real bony. Nothing too crazy though. Just keep paddling your way through it. And that's Beast. Steepest drops on the river. One of them, definitely not known for playboating. Can flip paddlers at the top. And a swim here always ends up with bumps and bruises, so. Left slot was a pour over, right slot was a possible boof. So then this opens up a section of just class 2 easy. Nothing really crazy through here. It's all just a paddle until the dam. This is one of the nicer moving sections before the dam. There's some smaller boofs, some holes, but for the most part, very easy class 2. Paddle down to right before Border Dam, where there's a rapid that's aptly named Backward, and unsure why it says Delta on American Whitewater. Maybe some people out there call it Delta or whatever, but it's Backward Rapid. It's a small class 2. It's coming up. I think I even run it, most of it backwards here. I guess we'll find out. It's a backward rapid begins here. That's on river right. And brings you to the last little section right before the flatwater experience of Border Dam. So this thing will freeze over in the wintertime. The railroad is on the right, so be aware of that. You don't want to... It's an active railroad. But typically... portaged on river left down here. Apparently this used to be considered runnable. I wouldn't run it. The underside of the structure is falling apart. You can see these like rebar bolts on the bottom. Higher water, I've seen people run this. Videos of people run this. Have not been there in person, but know the people that have ran this, so it is possible, but don't. So the portage is right here. It's a real nice river left walk. Be careful, watch for snakes. Apparently it's a good place to get some roll practice in too, just don't fall over the edge. So after the walk around Border Dam, eat your lunch here, take your pictures. You're well over 2/3 of the way done, I would say, at this point of the canyon. There's a couple more places left. The next rapid coming up, I think, is the most dangerous one on the river. Pipeline, which can be scouted on river right, portaged on river right. But it's a pipeline that crosses the whole river and forms a pretty interesting hole, especially in the middle. There's a line on river left that you can run, and should be ran river left. Some people say you can run it down the middle nowadays. This thing changes though, so if you don't know the line, get out, look at it, walk around it. It's nothing crazy. It's not like worth hurting yourself for this rapid because it's not huge. It's not anything memorable, that's out there, I guess. I just know it as a river hazard that wish that they would do something about it to get rid of it. So, but you'll see. You come down here, you line up for it. Typically, when you get down here, you can see some splashing. They say aim for the splash. There's some diagrams out there online. If I can find them, I'll link them to this video as well. But you can see my buddy lining right up for it. I'm a little to the left of it, but ran it fine. And luckily, my buddy, first timer, he paddled hard that time. He understood by the time he hit pipeline that those hydraulics can suck you in and spit you back out, and sometimes not. So, but that's pipeline, nothing crazy. Definitely should be portaged if you feel that your skills aren't up to it. So, river right. And then you poke down through some more bony, some more boulder, rock garden stuff, till another rapid that's down here. It's named Hermit, class 2 plus. It's actually one of my favorites. It has a nice boof on it. I like the whole section from showers down to beast though, and then I would say like Hermit's like the other thing I look forward to, just trying to hit this booth at the end. Here's the start of it. There's a couple that you can choose from down there, and they all hit differently depending on levels, but yeah, Hermit. And then this next section's pretty calm. There's a rapid that we call Dislocation coming up. It's a rock, Dislocation rock. It's tucked against the right side of the river, and it's undercut. And there's a nasty hole right above the rock. So again, like Pipeline, even smaller than Pipeline when it comes to should I run this rapid just for the glory or whatever. I don't, and I wouldn't. And I guess American Whitewater puts a gauge on it. Anything between 1,000 and 2,500 CFS, the rock should be avoided. I would just avoid it in general. It's easy to avoid. You can see it down here coming up. It's all really just a class 2 waves above it, and really just no need to even be on that right side, but you can see it here, that hole there, and then that undercut rock. So, and a little wave train, but it's just one of them features that you want to be aware of, and you don't want to go where the whitewater is. So hopefully, it's kind of the idea of this video is just to point out the features of the Stonycreek Canyon, show the entire run, you know, from start to finish in 60 frame, 4K, so you can pause it. Check it out. Check out different parts of the video. But more of an informational video for this one. I'm quite unsure about the narration, but hopefully this teaches somebody and shows the beauty of the Stonycreek Canyon. So the release, it's on a release. You can't beat it. Every other weekend from April to October, as long as the reservoir has water. And this is the last little section we call Eddy Hop, Class 2. Just a nice boulder garden that has some eddies on the right and the left. So we just try to hop down it, catch as many eddies as you can, because it's really like your last rapid, your last moment in the water before you go under the bridge and take out. So sometimes it's fun to play a little game of I don't know what, house, horse, boat, whatever you want to call it. Here, follow the leader, catch the eddy, make the move. So, but yeah, Stonycreek Canyon. And every May, third week in May, Johnstown holds a festival called the Stonycreek Rendezvous, and we have a video out there of this of the rendezvous too. Like to get more of the festival itself. I think next time we do a rendezvous video, not just the river, but the festival itself, because they pull in a lot of cool bands, have good food, vendors, do some camping, and they put a light up on the wave that's further down on the Stony Creek. So the canyon is the first half of the Stony Creek, which is your class 3 half. On a high day, on a day where the river's really high, this river can get up to class 4 and continuous. So check your gauge. But then from this bridge down, there's the lower Stony, which we'll have to do a part 2 of this for the full river on that. There's some class 2, some class 3, but mainly there's it's a lot of not flatwater paddle. The water's still moving, but the gradient really evens out from Carpenter's Park, which is this bridge here down. So like and subscribe though. I hope you enjoyed it. Any questions, drop them in the comments, and hope to see you on the river.